So I'm Vishnu Chandrabalan. I'm a consultant surgeon at Lancashire Teaching Hospitals. But I have a second role in digital. I'm the Director and Chief Clinical Information Officer for the Lancashire and South Cumbria Secure Data Environment Program. We are part of the Northwest Secure Data Environment Program funded by the Data for R&D program. As part of this DARE program, I co-lead the Focus 5 project along with Professor Becca Wilson at Liverpool that looks at tracking the provenance of data that comes into a TRE as well as the provenance of privacy-preserving Federated analytics. The past few days have been really exciting. There have been the first 2 days were about TREvolution, and last 2 days have been about the early adopter projects. I've had the opportunity to interact with many of my colleagues who are all involved in the trusted research environment space, not only in healthcare but non-healthcare domains. I'm involved to a small degree in the Co-Lead project, but in my role as the work package lead for Focus 5, we've had the opportunity to present our proposal to the audience yesterday, and then we were in breakout rooms where people came and spoke to us about how what we are building ties in with all the other early adopter projects, but also with the TREvolution program. So that's what we've been doing for the past very intense 4 days. The TREvolution program aims to solve the issue of how do we get multiple trusted research environments to work together. In some instances, we can move data into a single trusted research environment, but what if data were to stay where they were to stay? And how do we get value out of all of the data that sits in cross-domain trusted research environments, or TREs for short? What the Focus 5 program does is we're trying to solve the challenge of tracking the provenance of how does data move from the data source into a trusted research environment. And once it's there, and when you do federated analytics, how do we track the provenance of everything that the researcher is doing with the data? Federation means different things for many people, right? It's poorly defined, even amongst experts, and it's even harder sometimes to explain to the public. So it's a huge, there's a third work package within Focus 5 which focuses exclusively on public engagement. What we're trying to do is explain what federation means, what different types of federation are, and what the core component of Focus 5 is a product called Data Shield. And we're going to try and explain to public and engage with them about how Data Shield is part of the wider ecosystem. So from the public engagement perspective, we expect to produce a series of infographics and animations that explains federation in a lot more detail in a way that the public can engage with, and more importantly, the public can see the benefit of federation. So that would not only help the Data Shield way of doing federation, but will also support the wider conversation within TREvolution about federated analytics. On the more technical side of things, we are aiming to deliver two related solutions. One is a solution that any trusted research environment could adopt, where they can use that to ingest data from a data source into the trusted research environment, but do it in an auditable, traceable manner. And the second solution that we're hoping to offer is a foundational principle of trusted research environments is called 5 safes. And that speaks of the multiple the components of a trusted research environment's working business process, if you like, that need to be looked at. That includes 5 safe people, safe projects, safe settings, safe outputs, and safe data. Right. Now, it's a technology solution that allows us to track the provenance of these 5 different components, and that's called the 5 Safes Research Object Crates. What Focus 5 is going to do is adopt the 5 Safes and the technology solution that already exists in the form of the 5 Safes Auto Crates and incorporate that into the data movement piece as well as into Data Shield. So at the end of this, the community, the wider Data Shield community that are not necessarily involved in the UK Trusted Research Environment community stand to benefit, as well as every TRE that chooses to use the 5 Safes Auto Crates for the data movement from source into the researcher workspace. We have a dedicated work package within Focus 5 for public engagement and involvement. Like I said earlier, explaining federation is a tricky topic even for experts. It's really important that we explain to the public that why should we take Lancashire's data and combine it with Wales data or Scottish data for insights, because more data from disparate regions often gives you better insights that are more generalizable. And for us to be able to do that, it is really important that the public understand the benefit of pulling together data from multiple countries or multiple regions and doing analytics. Now, we also have to look at not just healthcare data, combining healthcare data with social care data or education or justice data. All of that will provide significantly greater societal benefits than if you're looking at data from only one domain. And for that reason, we have a large body, a significant piece of work within Focus 5 to engage with public, produce infographics that explain what it means in terms of the end benefits for the public. We recognize that Focus 5 is part of a much wider DARE program. There's the TREvolution program, and in addition to Focus 5, there are 5 other early adopter programs. So we recognize that this is an ecosystem of programs that cover governance, public engagement, technology solutions, software sustainability, right? The lasting legacy of the work we do over the next year to 2 years would be to leave a sustainable suite of solutions that will empower not just the healthcare secure data environment network or the trusted research environment that I am part of, but any trusted research environment in any domain, for instance ONS. That would be the legacy we should be leaving, an open source and open community that foster open science. From a researcher's point of view, the suite of federated governance and federated analytics tools that are part of this program would mean that researchers would get a more harmonized view of analytics, but they'll also have greater access to data. Rather than working just with Lancashire's data, they will now be able to access data from multiple regions in a secure and 5 SAFEs compliant manner. So that should be the lasting legacy of this program.